Hi and welcome to my live video on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I show up every Wednesday. My name is Patty Dolan. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, which means I show you how to use Stampin' Up! Products. And today I want to show you how to make this fun fold card. It's called a corner fold. And this is a Mother's Day. I'm going to make a birthday card. And I love the flowering tulips. I really haven't played much with it, and I just started. And it really stamps so beautifully. There's all kinds of layers and different stamps that I have to play with. And I love this Love You so much. So this is a Mother's Day card for my mom who lives next door. And I'm going to make a birthday card because I really don't have another mom that I love so much. I have a mother-in-law, but it's not the same thing. So I'm using the flowering tulips for the sentiment, and I'm going to use the No One Deserves a Happier Birthday Than You. And then I am using this beautiful paper. I just love it, and I think this is my favorite out of all of them. I have a card on my blog yesterday, simple card, because the paper does the work for you. And I just love the white kind of brush strokes in it, and I did the same tulip on the inside. So there's all kinds of beautiful papers in here, and I just love this Poppy Parade with the green. So I figured I would use that. So let's get started with our card. I have my pieces already sort of cut. I have my card base. This is Poppy Parade, and it's a half a piece of 8.5 by 11. So I cut it at 5.5, and then I score it at 4 1/4, and it makes what we call an A2 card size. So that's kind of what the standard one we use in the US here. Now we want to do some cutting in this card to make this fold. Before I do the cutting, I'm going to lay a piece of the designer series paper, and there's something about this piece that I love as well. This is the other side, which is so pretty, but I thought it might be a little busy for this. So the first thing we'll do is we are going to just put this on the front, and then it's going to be really cool. And I saw, I've made this style card before, but I was watching Rachel Tessman did it with the designer series paper, and she always has such great ideas. And it gives you, when you have the designer series paper, it gives you this kind of inside square, and you could put, you know, a flower on here. I may do that after the fact, but I thought that was really pretty. The one that I made was just cardstock, so it was kind of blank on the inside. So let's start with our cutting. Let me get my my trimmer here, and this, just really think it through. So we are going to cut it with the fold over here, and we want to come out to 3 inches. And if you look at your trimmer, if you have a trimmer like this, you will have your measurements on this side, which really makes it easy. And if you notice, the blade has a little line, and that helps you line it up. So we are going to put it upside down on the 3-inch mark, and I'm hoping I'm doing this right. And then we're going to come down to 2.5 inches. So we can see right here is 2.5 inches. And then we're going to cut down to 4 7/8. So it's right here. It's the 1/8 before the 5. So I'm going to just put my fingernail right there and come down. Okay. Now I'm going to pick up my card, and I'm going to turn it this way so that it's folded here. And I'm also going to come out to the 3-inch. And I'm going to make this go to the 3-inch, so it lines up with what we just cut. And then we're going to go to, I have my little cheat sheet here, and I will have all these measurements, to the 5/8 inch. So that is the, right after the 1/2 inch, the next 1/8. There's a 16th, but you want to go to the 1/8 inch. And we're going to go right out to there. Now hopefully this all worked and everything's lined up. If it doesn't line up here, you can always just snip it. So let's put this aside. So now we have this piece, and it has this fold here, and it's easier to kind of, you want to pull this back and fold this down, but you want to make sure that when you fold it, you're going to have it, you kind of have to work with it a little bit to make sure you're even here and here. So just kind of get that lined up, and then get your bone folder. Okay. So now you can see that we have this kind of fold. Now we want to keep this down. We don't want to put glue all over the place because then you'll be gluing the inside. So what I do is just put a little bit of glue around the outside here. And I'm going to actually use my my Stampin' Seal. So we'll just put some glue here and out here. Or you can use, I think the last time I used just a couple of glue dots. So here we go. So now we have our card, and again the inside. So I think I might, after the video, I have to play around with it. I think I might put a flower here on both my cards because I thought that would be pretty. Now I have my pieces cut already. I have a piece that is white, that is basic white 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square, and then this is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And you can, you know, try to get in the big pattern. You know, they're all going to be a little bit different, but you want to make sure you get, you know, some of them in there so it looks like a nice little grouping. So let's put these down. I use my liquid glue and just put these together. It comes together very fast, but I think it's just a pretty card, and it looks a little more complicated than it is. I think if you just really think about where you're cutting to make sure you're not cutting on the wrong side or upside down, like just really think about it before you put it down. That's what I do. And then before I put this down, I have the kind of the edge from cutting. I like to get rid of those. Sometimes your blade gets you a little ridge there. And now if you wanted to pop this up, you could. I did not. And we'll just put this down. And I made the other one, as I said, a Mother's Day card, which will be here before you know it. I mean, we're almost in April already. This one I'll make a birthday card, but it's nice because it has the Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day here. It has this great thank you, which I just love in the circle. I think there's something about it. And I love the Poppy Parade. It's really pretty. So now we have this done, and let's just kind of push that down a little bit. And we'll have our inside go in here, and I think that kind of looks blah, but when you put the white in, and you could stamp up around here if you wanted to. Now let's get our sentiment, and I'm using the No One Deserves a Happier Birthday Than You. So this is an inch wide, and we'll use the Poppy Parade ink and just ink this up. Now I have a different sentiment for the inside because it didn't really, this would be a good inside, but I didn't want to have a happy birthday and then a happier birthday inside. So I picked something different. I'll show you in a minute. So we'll just stamp this down here. And then I will punch the end. Now you can cut it if you want. I like to punch it. So I use this Banner's Pick-a-Punch, and one side has the kind of the flag and the other is a point. So I use the point on this one, but I think I'll use the flag on the other one. So this is, I don't know if it's a flag or a banner or what you would call it. So we'll just feed it in here. And this is a little bit wide, so it's going to be an inch is a little bit wide for this. So we'll just feed it in and punch it. And then I want to just cut this. And we'll feed in the other side. You could even just leave it like this if you wanted to. It's pretty big compared to the other one, but that's good. And let's just feed this one in here. Okay. And this I'll put on with some dimensionals. So let me get my dimensionals out. So see how fast it comes together? And it is very pretty. I think my mom will like it. So I live right next door to my mom. I have dinner with her every night. We take turns cooking, so she doesn't do all the cooking. But she still makes her Sunday, we call it gravy. Every Sunday we have some kind of pasta with, you know, sauce, meat, and then we have leftovers the next day. So it's our, every week we do the same thing. Pizza on Fridays, pasta on Sunday and Monday. When I'm moving away, my sister's going to move in with her, so that'll be nice. I wouldn't leave her by herself. So I'm going to miss having dinner with her. But we really have our routine down. So we'll just put this right here, right in the center. Okay, and then we'll do the inside. So for the inside, I'm using It's Your Day, Enjoy It from the Happiest of Birthdays. This is a great set. So it's a red rubber stamp, where the other is photopolymer. And then we'll put a flower on it. And we will call it a day. Pretty simple. So it's not, you don't want anything that's going to show around here, but I think we're pretty safe with this. It's your day. And now I want to do the flower. So let me get a piece of scrap, because I am going to do a stamping off for part of it. So these flowers you really have to kind of play around with, because some of them fit with others. So I would play around in scrap paper and then see how it works. So we'll just put this flower right here. So that is this flower, because I thought it matched the outside. And then there's this piece, looks like a little heart. And we'll stamp that, but we want to stamp it off once. And this will fit right in these two circles here. And excuse my head. But it kind of fills in and gives it, now there might be more that I haven't learned how to use yet. So as I said, this is the first time, probably the second time, because I made a card yesterday using this set, and I have no idea why it took me so long. Then there's a stem, this nice stem, and I'm using Pear Pizzazz ink, and we'll just line this up here. And then there's two leaves, so I have both of those mounted, and we'll just have this one. How did I do this one? I guess I'll do it this way. Tulips are so pretty. My daughter arranges flowers. She does that as a hobby, and she just bought a bunch of tulips, and they're opening so beautifully. It's so nice that she loves that, because I always have fresh flowers in my house. She last week was hydrangeas, and they were gorgeous. Okay, so that's our inside layer, and I like to put my inside layer down with the Stamp and Seal. And we have a birthday card and a Mother's Day card. And come back and look at my blog, because I'm going to play around with putting some kind of a flower on here, because I think that would be pretty. This looks like it's not staying down here. The bone folder is always good to help. So these are the two cards. I think they're very pretty. I think my mom will like it. I think I'm going to add a little more glue down here to hold that down, but they look good, right? Love you so much. It's your day. Enjoy it. They almost look like they go together in the same set. So anyway, thank you so much for joining, and I'm here live on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. and then I usually have another video during the week, usually on Fridays. That's what I try for. But thank you so much. You have a good day. Bye.